My name is Maria Ardilla, and I'm going to be doing my introduction speech. Here are my notes, and I will begin. It takes two sun and rain to make a rainbow. I have lived by the saying since I was in 5th grade. I can sit up here and tell you my whole life story, but most likely you won't know who I am. But I will try my best to show you different parts of who I am. These are some questions I have asked myself throughout my life, especially when it's 3 in the morning and I'm deciding whether I should shave my head or not. Who was I? Was I a good person? Did I hurt anyone? Have I grown? Who am I at this moment? Have I learned from my past? Am I nicer, more forgiving? Who do I want to be? How do I become this person? How do I take these steps? Now let's discuss who I was. I feel before we die, we get a recap of who we were, but there have been moments in my life where I have compared my present self to my past, and what I have come up with is this. Ever since I was a kid, I have always wanted to be there for people, and I've become nicer. When I was younger, I made a little girl cry, and I have never felt as bad as I did in that moment. I wrote her letters explaining how bad I felt and the regret that it didn't mean anything. Ever since that day, I vowed to be nicer. I was the kid that I didn't want to disappoint anyone nor hurt anyone's feelings. I never fought with my parents because of how much I cared about their feelings. I've always put myself in their shoes because I never wanted to fight with them. My past self never talked back because I'd rather keep it to myself. I didn't want to stress anyone out, even when it was something that I wanted. An example of this was in high school when I wanted to go to a party, but my parents said no. Even though I begged them, they didn't budge. So I gave up, and I went to my room and I forgave them and pretended like it didn't happen. Who was I? I was a person that was really considerate about others' feelings. Although I'm still thoughtful of everyone, who am I right now is unrecognizable compared to who I was. To start off, I have started to consider how I felt about situations before thinking about others and how they might feel. I have realized that it was very important for me to share how I felt. I felt like my feelings never mattered before, but it was the complete opposite. Who but myself will have my back? Who but myself will share it to people? I needed to explain to people how they were hurting me so it wouldn't happen again. But even though I share how I feel, I do it in the best way. I can do this through kindness. An example of this was when I worked at Starbucks. I've always responded to hard situations the best I could. Imagine this, you're making drinks like I was making drinks like I always do, and this middle-aged man comes in with a 7-year-old daughter. He orders a drink and waits on the side. Side note, I'm pretty sure he was Cuban or some form of Hispanic. I gave him his drinks and my coworker gave him the food. He leaves. 5 minutes pass. He storms in, whistling at me and yelling at me, saying his sandwich is completely wrong. Cool and collected, I apologize, give him the options I could do to fix the situation. Then he demands for me to bring his food outside because his daughter is waiting for him in the car, and he started saying these things. And I apologized to him again, and I'm very sorry, sir. I promise that this will never happen again. But again, he was really upset. There was nothing that I could do because he was already upset, and I was just respectfully disagreeing with him. I gave him his food and he went away, and I wish he had a great day. Furthermore, my next idea sounds like a question you might ask yourself when you're a child. Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? I want to be someone that my little sister can look up to. I want to be an example that my aunts give to their kids. Since I have a big Hispanic household, my mom talks about my uncles, my cousins, the ones that go to Germany. I want to be one of those kids. I want to be the kids that my aunts talk to their kids about, like, oh, you should be like her, she's doing this and that. I've always wanted to do that. I've been there for my sister throughout different situations, and I want her to do the same for others. When she was a couple of months ago, she was getting her first COVID shot, and I went with her and I got a flu shot just because I wanted her to realize, like, it's nothing to be afraid of. I got the flu shot the same day, and I pretended like it hurt, even though it kind of did, I'm not gonna lie. I gave her that calmness that she really needed, because that's something that big sisters should do, and I want her to be able to look up to me for that. In conclusion, who was I? I was a person that a lot of people could say that a pushover. I was a person that you can tell whatever you want to them, and they won't say anything back. Who am I at this moment? I'm a person that you can tell me how you feel, but if I disagree, I will respectfully rebuke your statement and explain why it's not okay to say that. who do I want to be in the future? I want to be someone that everyone can say, she's doing great. She has pushed her limits and became an amazing thing, like a nurse, a doctor, one of those types of things, a teacher. I want to be someone that you can talk to your kids to and say, yeah, she became an amazing person. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed my speech. You have a great one.